officially turning on Route 66, starting the journey. This is Route 66.
2,448 miles long.
Commissioned in 1926. Crisscrosses 8 states.
Built as a single, easy-to-follow road from Chicago to Los Angeles. Policymakers begin to envision a future in which highways become multi-lane roads, which would serve as an escape route in the event of a nuclear attack on one of our U.S. major cities. While in Europe, during World War II, General Eisenhower sees the Autobahn. It's at this moment he decides America's highways will resemble it.
The year is 1956.
Eisenhower signs the Federal Interstate Act, which will provide funding for the construction of a new, more robust interstate system. Route 66 will be rendered obsolete
in 3 decades' time.
Have you ever met Miss Lindy? She's a gal with the bright red hair. Now she stands out.
Caitlin clearly loves it. So did you. I did eat a lot.
Yeah, she's mine. Well, I love that little girl with the bright red hair. Well, Miss Lindy, my Miss Lindy. Well, I love that little girl with the bright red hair. Have you ever seen Miss Lindy? She likes to dance all day, and when she does rock and roll, it takes your breath away. Well, she's mine, yeah, she's mine. Well, I love that little girl, she's so fine. Well, Miss Lindy, my Miss Lindy. Well, I love that little girl with bright red hair.
Now I'm going to tell you things that I found interesting at the museum. The 20s was the age of the automobile. Car manufacturers rushed to meet the growing demand. In Oklahoma, the number of registered vehicles went from 9,000 in 1914 to 144,000 in 1920. And with that came the demand for better roads, which is where Route 66 comes in. Because Route 66 spanned 2,000 miles, the need for gas stations grew as well. Cars back then could only go 70 miles without having to fill up again because the tanks were so much smaller. So between 1920 and 1930, the number of gas stations in the U.S. grew from 15,000 to 124,000. Businesses began to develop all along the highway, and that is when the real evil was invented, the parking meter.
No! No! No!
In order to control parking and encourage turnover of patrons, a device needed to be invented to curb this problem. So 2 professors of engineering from Oklahoma State University devised the parking meter, and the first was installed in 1935. Naturally, parking meter patrolman jobs were created. To enforce the meters because it was really easy to abuse the meter system without someone actually there to enforce it.
Miss Lindy, my Miss Lindy. Well, I love that little girl.
Being on the road was a significant part of Route 66 as it was the main east-west corridor. Microbuses, vans, and other assorted vehicles were often used for camping and living accommodations.
This is what we would be doing. This would be us.
On Route 66.
Retro gas station is this over here. Tesla charging stations outside of this old gas station. It's a sign of the times. Yeah, I'll take a ride. Oh, it is. Yeah. really nice. You can like sit here, read a magazine. They also have Wi-Fi. You know what I was saying about how Texas really likes cars stuck in the ground? Welcome to Cadillac Ranch. The smell of spray paint, oh my gosh, it's just like coated on. It's very strong. Very, very strong. People leave spray paint bottles that you can spray yourself. It's just off the main highway. Caitlin found some spray paint. The strong smell in the morning. Polski. So here's a tip. Come in like the 7 o'clock hour. There's not a lot of people here.
Or like the beginning of sunrise.
Oh yeah.
And a sunrise would be perfect.
Yeah. Caitlin is trying to find a bathroom, so I'm now just walking on Route 66 like a hitchhiker back in the day. We'll see when I get picked up, hopefully by Caitlin. Change of plans. We're not going to go to the Four Corners today. We're going to go tomorrow morning.
Because it'll be closed by the time we get there.
Yes, it'll be closed. So we're going to check out Albuquerque and see if we want to live in Albuquerque now. It was on our list, so we'll see. And it's actually pretty green. It's so green over there.
Desert green.
It's a desert green, but we're used to that in LA. Somewhat.
It's different.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going down to Georgia.
This intersection in downtown Albuquerque is where the original Route 66 and the new Route 66 path meets. Originally, Route 66 ran north to south through Albuquerque, linking Santa Rosa, Santa Fe, and Albuquerque. But in 1931, federal money was designed to realign the road to a more east-west direction. By 1937, Route 66 had straightened out and headed directly west across the state, reducing the previous year's journey by 107 miles.
Fascinating. Bam, from Louisiana on to Texarkana. I'm getting a little too good, Lord, singing these old blues. Got all
First sopapilla of my life.
It's just dope.
I know, isn't it good?
It's great. I like that nothing's inside of it. We're going up that mountain. It doesn't look as high, but once you see from below, it is.
Early God, I paid my dues from Albuquerque on to Arizona, from Boulder City up to Idaho. I'm getting a little too good, Lord, singing these old blues. Good God Almighty, Lord, paid my dues.
This is a first. You can, what is it, like paraglide and parachute down? Do you want to do that on the way down? So we just took the Sandia Peak tramway, which is the longest tramway in the Americas and the third in the world. Germany and Armenia took that after the turn of the 20th century. It goes from 6,000 feet to 10,000 feet. And then once you get up here, there's hikes. Actually, it seems like it's a ski resort, but there's no snow yet. Yeah, they have ski stuff. Cross-country skiing. And the other cool thing that we learned is that if you want to work on this tramway at least, you have to ride on the top of it up and down. There's no like actual reason other than to get you out of having a fear of heights. And I was like, oh. Spot. For some reason it was taking us to like
The middle of nowhere.
the middle of nowhere, and we both had a sense that it was probably the wrong place.
But we just went with it because we were eager to
Stop and be done.
We are shaking, as you can tell.
We're on these like Washboard Street, which it's not a bad street, but I also remember seeing on the satellite that it's supposed to be like paved. So anyways,
you didn't tell me that part.
Well, it looked paved.
Right.
Listen to your intuition is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, now we're just gonna drive 15 minutes to the right location.
Yeah, thankfully it was like a 20-minute mess up and not too long, but listen to your intuition and go with it.
I'm saying goodnight, but I just want to say that the moonlight in New Mexico right now is amazing because it's a full moon, and like while you're driving you can see things that you can't normally see, and it just looks like perfect, but none of it comes up on my phone. We made it to our final destination, and there's an RV here. Good night.
I don't know what just happened.
This is an interesting coffee.
It's a latte. I just think we're in Oklahoma, and maybe.
No, we're in Arkansas.
We're in Arkansas
We're
still?
almost in Oklahoma.
Alright, we're in Arkansas, and they looked at me like I was nuts.
What do you mean? Why?
I don't know. I think we're just like, what? Like, what is this? It must be this much milk.
They make lattes, right?
I mean, not bad. I'm in my head now about how much milk is in this cup versus coffee. I'm ready. In the event, but I was saying so good vision, serve as an essential evacuation. Begin to envision a future in which I can't even remember. In the event of a nuclear attack, and I am done.